Hi guys, welcome back. Everybody is focused on Bitcoin right now. People are asking, is Bitcoin going higher? Is Bitcoin going lower? Should I long? Should I short? But while everybody is watching Bitcoin, I'm spending more and more time looking at hype. And after analyzing the liquidation heatmaps, volume profiles, open interest and market structure, I think hype is currently one of the most interesting charts in crypto. Now before you start buying, there are some things you absolutely need to understand. Because my analysis isn't simple, price go up. In fact, I think hype could still move lower first. Let me explain. Let me clean the chart. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. The first thing that stands out is relative strength. Look around the market. Many altcoins have been completely destroyed during recent corrections, but hype has behaved differently. Even after the aggressive sell-off from around $75, buyers continue to show up. The market didn't completely collapse. Instead, we are seeing a market attempting to build structure again. And that's important. Strong assets don't go straight up. Strong assets absorb selling pressure and rebuild. That's exactly what hype is trying to do. Now we need to talk about Bitcoin. Because whether we like it or not, Bitcoin controls the entire market. Right now, Bitcoin is sitting inside a major liquidity zone. And what concerns me is the behavior of open interest. Open interest keeps increasing, but price isn't making explosive progress. When open interest rises aggressively while price struggles, it often means the market is becoming crowded. Too many traders are taking positions. Eventually, someone gets punished. That's why I'm cautious on Bitcoin right now. Not necessarily bearish, just cautious. And if Bitcoin pulls back, hype could also experience a short-term correction. Don't watch to this short area because it was from yesterday, and as you can see, I explained this area in yesterday's video, and as you can see, price touches the short area. I took a short here and I sell it before the dip. Before this dip, I sell it around 61.6, around here. Let's talk about the liquidation heat map, which is hype. First, let's watch the 12-hour heat map. This is where things become interesting. Many traders only look at the liquidity above price. But that's a mistake. There is still meaningful liquidity below current price. As you can see, here's a lot liquidity built. There's still meaningful liquidity below current price. Around the $55 area, as you can see over here. That means the market still has unfinished business underneath us. Could hype drop into that regio first? Absolutely. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Markets are attracted to liquidity. Price doesn't care what we want. Price cares where liquidity sits. So if we see a dip towards $55, I wouldn't view this as bearish. I review it as the market doing its job. Now let's zoom out. This is where my bullish bias come from. When I look at the larger heat maps, especially the weekly and the monthly maps, something becomes very obvious. Here I got 3-day model 1. When I look at the larger heat maps, especially the weekly, something becomes very obvious. The largest liquidity clusters are not sitting at 55. Let's have a look at model 2 and the weekly. As you can see, the largest liquidity cluster is here at 66. These are major targets. And unlike some of the liquidity below us, much of this liquidity remains untouched. That's why my higher time frame view remains bullish. Not because I love the project, not because of fundamentals, not because of hype, because that's where the liquidity is, and markets are attracted to liquidity. Now let's have a look at price itself. After the correction from the highs around $75, hype managed to establish support. We haven't seen complete structural breakdown. Instead, we are seeing stabilization, consolidation, and potential accumulation. This is exactly how healthy markets behave after a large move. They shake out weak hands. They trap late buyers. They trap late sellers. And then they prepare for the next move. That's why I believe the current structure deserves attention. So what would the bullish scenario look like? First, the market may revisit $55. The second, buyers defend the area. And third, price starts reclaiming 60. After that, the larger liquidity targets around 66 to 67 become realistic. That's currently my preferred scenario. Not guaranteed, but preferred. If I look for a long entry, here I'm looking for a long. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe and let me know which chart you want me to analyze next. Remember guys, this video is for educational purpose only. Nothing I say is financial advice. Always do your own research and trade responsibly.